Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Business Class. My name is Rachel Kahugu and today we are coming to you from Nairobi and not just any other place but Mathare. And we are in a laundry company that has creative people behind the scenes. Najua kila mtu amesikia about the Nguo Tunakuja, right? The Mama Fua App.
Yeah.
So today I'm with the CEO and founder of Mama Fua App and his name is Stephine Ngutah, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you for having us here.
Anytime, man.
Yes, and it's a very good place. We love what you're doing.
Thank you
We
so
love
much.
business. We say that business is more than meets the eye.
Yeah,
so
true.
thank you for having us here.
Anytime. This
Yeah.
is home to you.
This is home. It's
Yeah.
really home. We felt that immediately we came here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the Mama Fua app.
So Mama Fua App is an Uber equivalent of a laundry app, which say if in the event you need housekeeper. So say once you log in, you can actually see the housekeepers that are closer to you. Then you can hail them just like you do Uber. But they're all trained and vetted. So what we've done is train 4,500 women.
4,500.
Yeah.
How did you source all the 4,500 people?
You see, the one thing that happens is you get to a point whereby you get people from CBOs or because we didn't just start this yesterday.
Yeah.
Started this in 2016. So in 2016 we started talking to the Mama Fuas from their sitting stations because the culture is so that in Nairobi they get to sit somewhere and then wherever they sit at, people come and pick them.
Yes.
So we went round within the Nairobi estates. There are 183 estates in Nairobi in total.
Yes.
Now in all those estates there are some in which they have stations, but there are some in which they don't have stations.
Yeah.
So we talk to them and just get to know what they're going through. If at all we are providing a solution, what's the pricing like, what are the issues they struggle with, you get. So that was something. So that's how we got them from the streets, but also got them from CBOs.
Wow. And where did the idea of the Mama Fua app come from? Can you just sit and decide wacha tuanze app ya kufulia watu nguo?
No.
How did it come to be?
Yeah. An interesting question because in my experience of things, most of my ideas come from from places of frustration.
Yeah.
So for me, I was frustrated enough and I thought maybe a few other people are actually frustrated out there. Because again, if you look at what people struggle with or even what Mama Fua struggle with, because there's a disconnect between the consumer and the supplier, who's the housekeeper in this case. What happens is Mama Fua struggle with accessing the consumers, but the consumers struggle with the inconsistency in let's say pricing, but also inconsistency in the quality and all that. So hence the reason we had to train the Mama Fuas. And then again now when it's an issue of accessibility, we had to make sure that at least you can get a Mama Fua through your phone, so that we don't have to traverse the streets to actually get a Mama Fua.
And now tell me about the training.
Yeah.
How do you train these people? Unawaita unawafunza kufua yet someone amekuwa kifua, I believe as a Mama Fua or as a lady, as a woman, umekuwa kifua all your life.
I know. That's something they actually
why do you have to train me kufua at 45 or at 35?
I know, man. But here's the thing. Let me just roll you back down to where it started. So when we launched in Eldred in 2021. So that's the first place we launched.
Okay.
And then that's when later on is when we actually launched in Nairobi. So what happened was in Eldred we got a 3-bedroom house, furnished it with everything, because one of the things the Mama Fuas struggle with, let's say issues that have to do with awareness and exposure.
Yeah.
Especially to gadgets ameenda akaona microwave, anajiuliza microwave hazifanani, washing machine you get ata suffer from ata feel inferior, you get. So we thought, why don't we expose them to such? We furnish a house such that they come and they are trained 3 days a week and all, and then they get to learn. Now, the other thing we do, so our training has a very pragmatic approach to it. What we do is we train them on, for example, in that house, even though like you would actually like, you know, clean the living room. If you're actually cleaning the bedroom, then this is how you'd approach it. If you are like, would you do like, you know, would you stretch the bed first and then clean the floor, or the reverse? You get, if you're doing the wall, then would you do like a bottom-up approach or a top-down approach? If like there's spillage, like let's say like of liquor and the likes, like would you use water or would you use like things like what is it called? I mean like a different other chemical. You get to actually like, and what's the name of that chemical? You get, how is it accessible to you? And then again, like, you know, just communication skills, a bit of that, a bit of financial literacy, so that they don't live from hand to mouth. We tell them kula kidogo weka kidogo, you get, so that like, you know, then we get to inspire growth. And then the other thing that we also bring to their attention is a bit of GBV awareness, because that's such an issue in this industry. Because I mean, like you and I know, and there are people who've been assaulted and all that. So we also give them like, you know, free access to let's say legal representation. So that's a thing.
All right. So we've talked about the ladies and teaching them how to at least save something and use the rest, so that they won't just live from hand to mouth.
Exactly.
Now let's come to you, because you say in business you have to make money. You have to do things that at least atakama you won't earn 100%, you have to get something pole pole. How do you get money from this app, or from just providing people with resources and making sure that Ngozao and their homes are taken care of?
Okay, so you see, one thing we've done is standardize pricing.
Right.
You get, when you standardize pricing, then it's easier for other people. Like you get to know how much it's gonna cost you before the Mama Fua comes. Now, the revenue that we get out of that, we have an 80-20% sharing ratio that then has us, like, you know, out of that revenue getting 20%, and the Mama Fua takes 20%. So that way, we get to pay our customer care team, we get to pay the lawyer who's representing them.
They even have a lawyer?
So that's the reason as to why I was talking of free representation, because you see, the reason as to why Mama Fua anadhulumiwa huko nje is because there's not a company that stands behind her. And then again, like, you know, if anything happens, then chances are that like she'll not be able to afford fair representation. You get, so we do that just for their dignity, because the only thing that we actually trying to do is to dignify that job, to dignify the Mama Fua image. You get,
Okay. So tell me about why did you decide that of every place, I believe we're in Mathare as we talk, right?
This is Mathare.
There's what people know about Mathare. You can weke place kama let's talk of Milimani or maybe somewhere else. It will be a little bit watu wana relate. Tunajua watu watakuja wafuliwe nguo at Milimani, but why Mathare?
So now the thing is, Mama Fua is I mean, like, it's not just accessible in Mathare, but it's accessible like everywhere. Let's say all the estates in Nairobi. But what happens is, you realize that even in those like affluent neighborhoods, every affluent neighborhood is actually attached to like some underserved neighborhood. Now, most of the people who actually, like, you know, the suppliers, they don't stay within the affluent neighborhoods. They stay in the underserved neighborhoods that should actually, like, you know, then get to a point whereby they, we're thinking if we empower them, then these people can get quality. You get? If we actually give them better access, better skills, because our goal is such that, like, you know, no Mama Fua should remember no Mama Fua forever. So that, like, some of them, out of what they are consistently earning, they can take themselves back to school, they can save for their kids, they can buy pieces of land. Like now we have a circle for them that can actually loan them money. You get all that stuff. So we are thinking, like, you know, 10, 20 years from now, we'll have success stories of Mama Fuas having transformed their lives, because there are some of them that are actually earning like between 10,000, like let's say 1,000 bob to like 4,000 bob a day.
Per day?
Yes.
Per day?
Yeah, I know.
All right. So how do you standardize the prices on the app?
Okay.
Is it by niko na nguo ngapi, ama like how do you standardize?
Well, There's a per basket approach.
Okay.
So a basket costs 450, the big standard basket.
Okay.
450 bob, lakini usikalie.
I know. People would do that.
Yeah, they do that. But again, like, we have a customer care center that gets to resolve such issues. Yeah, so when a Mama Fua gets there, she'll just be like, oh, okay, imefinywa sana.
Yeah, imekaliwa.
And then they'll just politely talk to the client, and then the client is able, they're able to resolve such issues.
Okay.
There's also like the approach, so if you're cleaning a house, every room is like 150 bob. So you can do the calculation very easily, and the app does the calculation for you. So you can just say, I have 6 bedrooms, and then it does the calculation in a snap. And then when it comes to clothes, there are people who have an understanding of what package, like, if that's relatable, then they can also use that. We also have an itemized approach. So the thing is, it boils down to the fact that you are able to tell how much it's going to cost you before the Mama Fua gets to your house.
All right. And now we've talked about the Mama Fua, but I know people are probably asking themselves what's happening. Why are we here and what's happening behind? So would you tell us about it?
Oh yeah. So the thing is, Mama Fua has given birth to quite a lot.
Okay.
When we were starting, we didn't even think of laundromats, but now we have laundromats. You get. When we were starting equally, we didn't think of what soap are these Mama Fuas going to use.
Yes.
Makil, so this is called Sopiamta. Sopiamta is an offshoot venture of Mama Fua, such that where we thought Mama Fuas have sons.
Yeah.
And if the sons keep depending on them, whatever it is that they're actually earning it's being consumed at home by the end of the day. Be that 1,000 bob or 4,000 bob.
Yes.
You get. So we're thinking, how do we empower the entire nuclear family? Such that when we're thinking of the father is empowered, the son is empowered, the daughter is empowered, and there are so many teen moms within that we can actually empower as part of the production team. You get. So as they produce soap, they function as salesmen, and what happens is by the end of it they are able to earn 12,000. So they have a target of 20 liters of soap to sell by the end of the day. So if we have 70 people per neighborhood that are earning 12,000, they will be able to support others from within the community and then grow with them, and that's how we revolutionize our community.
Nice. All right. So we'll be talking about the soap making and how it came about and how it's actually made. Because we've seen that some people do make soap. The liquid soap, I believe. That's what you're making, right?
Yeah, that's what we're making.
So nonanga zingine zutengenezwa, but they're not of good quality.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we'll be talking about that part. Before that, I want us to get into the business 101 so that you can give us some tips about starting such a business. Because you also have to know need IT so that I can actually create an app, because it's a whole lot of information and everything. But before that, let's get into the business 101.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Stephine Ngutah, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mama Fua App. Basically, when someone, there's a phrase that when someone says, what comes into your mind is the Mama Fua. So when someone says toa nguo na come, I mean what comes into your mind? The Mama Fua thing. But we are the app that has brought to you something that's actually beyond the Mama Fua. As atukupei Mama Fua, tunakupea Mama Fua. Now, what happens is, the toa nguo na come phrase was a joke cracked by Owago Nyiro, who's a comedian. And Owago Nyiro is such a good friend of ours with whom we've interacted over the years. He's actually my bro's friend, that is. So when we actually saw that, and we were already working on the Mama Fua thing, and we were like, oh, okay, now this guy, via this phrase, he's actually describing exactly what we are doing. So the first time we used that was last year, but on a laundromat we'd actually set up at Daystar called Fua City. So when we used that, we advertised over different platforms, WhatsApp, and then Facebook and other platforms, and then people saw it, people picked it up, other laundromats also picked it up and things like that. But at least it's a phrase that's been able to actually define what we do in a way that's so very humorous, and also apart from that, that actually drives the message home with a touch of humor. They say that comedians are the conversation starters, and now that this came from a comedian, we wanted to just like, light up the society and a creative way by which then we get their attention to an issue, a social issue that exists. It's not very interesting when our mamas sit the streets, wanapigwa na jua, and then like, wanaenda home bila anything. So that's what I'd say about it, manze. Continue sharing about us and also share about this TV, manze. Like they've come visiting us and it's such an honor. Yeah, so a bit of tips over here, like, if you want to dive into the business pool, the thing is like, for me, just being deliberate about it, that's everything. Like, intentionality. So if you're intentional about it, then that's what will actually like keep you in there, because if you're intentional, you have a bit of passion. And then when we are talking about passion, then the next thing would actually be consistency. Like if at all you're doing anything, you don't want to do it and then like, do it half-baked, or even do it halfway and then stop. Because you see, like, it's okay that like, we can be quitters at some point, but I don't think we should actually be consistently quitters, you get? So that's true. And then the other thing that I also realized is form a community around your product, so that it's not just a product, but it's a product that will leave its legacy. Beyond your legacy, it can actually leave its own legacy. Like there are people who've built businesses that can stand on their own, such that they separate from the personality that you are, and the business has its own personality. So that's something. So consider this personality aspect and all that. And then now also get to consider partnerships, like the kind of people you'd want to partner with. What sort of value are they bringing? What sort of value are you actually putting on the table? You get? Those things really do matter, because at the end of the day, people will stick around you if you're actually giving them value and taking value from them, the kind of value they're offering. And if you can also like, help them convert them. Yeah. Also, get to find mentors. You get to find a mentor, someone who can actually work with you. And it doesn't have to be someone who's done what you are trying to do, but someone who seems to understand what it means to get anything from the ground up, you get. I'm one person who's struggled a lot with that. I haven't had the kind of people who would hold my hands, but I have a relative who gave me a bit of exposure, especially in 2019. So that's something that I actually count as mentorship. And then, like, if you can't find someone who's older, you could also, like, use the peer input, like whereby your friends and the kind of friends you surround yourself with, are they of value? Are they the kind of friends who would add value to what you're doing? Yeah, so that kind of a thing, because environment, we are all products of environment. So that's what I'd say for now. Hey, what's up, people? My name is Stephine Ngutah, the founder and CEO of Mama Fua App, and you're watching Business Plus. Keep it locked.
We are back, and thank you so much for the Business 101. We say that business is more than meets the eye. You just have to get the gap in your community and fill it, and that's how you make money. Plus, you realize that you don't have to just look at how will I get money. Si lazima uanze na 100,000 or a million, anza tu pole pole and you'll surely grow. So, we said tukirudi, we'll be talking about the soap, right?
Yeah.
And you've said inaitwa?
Soap ya mtaa.
Soap ya mtaa.
Yeah.
Why is it called soap ya mtaa?
So the thing is, like, I thought of something that would actually be relatable, something that would actually, the people from within this community, and not just this community, but other communities will be able to relate with.
Yeah.
So that, like, when we take it to Nakuru, we take it to Mashinani and the likes, they'll be able to relate.
Yeah.
You get just a common name that sells. So
Yeah.
soap ya mtaa, like, this soap is made by the people from within this community. And it's being bought and sold to the people in this community and surrounding. And that way, we get to grow this community.
Okay.
So in a sense, a circular economy for them. You can imagine how much people spend on soap within this community.
Yes.
Probably 500,000, 100 to 500,000 bob a day. To be very honest, yeah.
So you told me that kama leo, by the time tunamaliza, you'll have produced how many liters?
1,000 liters.
1,000
Yeah,
liters.
yeah.
How do you distribute 1,000 liters just to make sure that it doesn't go to waste?
Yeah, so we have 70 salesmen who are out there. So the soap that we're actually making is for tomorrow.
70 salesmen.
Yeah, 70 salesmen.
Okay.
Who actually like, have a target of 20 liters to sell. So that works for us.
All right.
Yeah, so that way they are able to, like even surpass such targets. Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking about how you'd start a business, your soap making, and just strategize it so well
Yeah.
to make sure that umefika mahali that you have 70 salesmen,
Yeah.
you're producing 1,000 liters per day, and it's something like it's a community,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Niliona the way you've branded it,
Yeah.
but they look so happy,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
doesn't look
yeah.
like the Mathare people would
Yeah,
think
yeah,
of.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how do you work around the business to make sure that it's really working?
Yeah. So the thing is, I'd start by saying, just like people, money has its own share of insecurities. You see, the thing is, like, it's okay to chase money, but like, pesa pia itakupima.
Right.
Yeah, you get. And then
Yeah,
again,
it's serious.
yeah, and then so like when you look at like Sopium Tar, the reason as to why I decided to actually give it a vibrant brand and a happy brand is because I sampled like responses. Most of the people who haven't been to this neighborhood, they think that all we have over here are sad faces and all that. But there are happy people within. There are people who actually like understand life from an angle that is not exactly like known to us. You get. So I wanted to give Mathare like a happy face. Yeah, so that there are people who are making it out of this environment. You get.
Okay.
But again, like on how to then start a business and all, I'm thinking what happens is once you notice the gap. We live in a transactional society whereby it's interest against interest. You get you exchange like it's like a confluence of interest. So that way you are able to identify the interest of the people you're working with, get to provide a solution for that by providing a solution to your own interest. That way it's a win-win for everyone. I get to win at the end of the day, they get to win at the end of the day, they get to grow. We form a community. As a matter of fact, yesterday we had like roundabout, we were like 7 people. We've been doing like house cleaning, like post-construction cleaning. So we get guys from here, and when we have a friend who's done with like constructing a house, then they get to clean that entirely. Like they come, and we don't need machines for now. We'll get machines with time, a step at a time, and we'll be able to actually like then clean. But what we did yesterday was amazing. Like just clean the floor, do all
like
that.
literally.
And they earned a lot. Like they went home with 1,500 bob a person.
Really?
Which is good, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And about the soap making, how do you just make sure that it's safe for your people? Because I believe that you're using chemicals.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you make sure that it's safe for your people?
So from what you can see, like the main guy who's touching the chemicals has gloves.
Okay.
You get. And then again, like we provided like safety within. I mean, with the kind of wiring we've done, and then again, like it's only one chemical that's a bit corrosive.
Yeah.
So that in itself, like we handle with a lot of care. So they have like a weighing machine. They also have like the transferring containers that they actually use to then measure the materials, and then everything within is actually plastic to then prevent them from anything that might actually hurt them from corrosion.
Okay.
You get,
All right. And about the measuring and everything, is it something manual? Is it something you just came up with?
No.
You decided, wacha ikwe 50%, this one 40, or how did you come up with the values?
So we had to source for a formulator who could professionally formulate whatever it is that come up with the formulation for the different products that we'd wanna put out there. So it's fairly standard, everything that should actually set that what you're making is the kind of soap that shouldn't be itchy on the fingers, and then shouldn't probably be harmful to anyone in any way. That's what we've actually done, such that like it has the right fragrance, it has not just that, but it also has the right color, because ours is actually light blue in color. Yeah, so that's what we do. Yeah. So they also use machines. Like now what we're using is actually a machine that then gets to stir the soap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the Mama Fua app, we know that every business has a point of breakthrough, or somewhere that the business now is known vizuri.
Yeah.
Where was your breakthrough as Mama Fua?
So we started in 2016.
Yeah.
2016 till now should be how many years? 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Give or take 7 years. And much of like for this year and let's say like from last year, that's when we started like seeing breakthrough.
Yeah.
Now we have like over between 100 to 500 people worth of engagement. Yeah. So that's what we are at. At least part of our breakthrough is the fact that like Mama Fuas are able to earn at the end of the day. They're able to actually like go home with like a bit of money, put food on the table, and 4,500 of them. That's a good number.
That's a good number.
That's a lot of families out there. Yeah.
So we had mentioned about IT, and most of the people think that I need to know about IT for me to start an app.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that Mama Fua, Mama Fua is more of an app, and that's where you get the Mama Fuas and watu wenye watafanyiwa kazi and everything. So what would you say, or what would you tell the people who want to start this business but they're feeling kama mimi knowledge ya IT hapo tricks?
I know. So the thing is, when you look at like business, just business in general. I'd actually like suggest that someone gets to plan like really well beyond the IT. Like you get to know what exactly you want to get done and how you want to get it done. Because I mean, like in this life, there are like 7 questions of life. Like the why, how, what, who, and all that. Like you get to know that. Then from then you can actually like then get started on your idea, but also be grounded in such a manner that like when people like because there are a lot of externalities, external voices, people would be like, oh okay, it might work, might not work. So you see, like be grounded enough such that you are ready to take the risk, you're ready to take the business bullet. Now on the IT thing, I think for us, like when I was starting, I wasn't so good an IT person, but I think I've been character developed enough to the point that I had to actually like then learn the necessary skills to get done the basic things that I need done. You get, and we lost a lot of money like trying to get the app developed. Like the very first time we lost like 300,000, lost 600,000. To
so business
nightmare
has a lot
developers.
Of risks.
Like especially with the IT guys, if you contract someone to actually like develop for you an app, make sure there is someone who's developed something before. Because there's a lot of big talk in that space. Now and then again, do your research. Go with someone who understands what it means to actually get done what needs to be done. Because IT is a world that like I wouldn't say like it's I wouldn't say everyone has lived in that world. You get. So you'd go for specific people. You get. So that's been our experience, and I'm thinking like just a bit of research, and then again like when even when you're looking for someone, if you don't find the right person, take your time. Like get to do a pause and be peaceful with it. Do the other things that you can very easily do. So you later on you can focus on the complex bits.
So you don't just give up on business.
No, you don't.
And
like,
you keep saying that.
Yeah.
Do not give up on business.
Don't.
Because this is the way to go, and we say that business is more than meets the eye. So if it doesn't work out, as you've said, figure out and just work on something that you know how to do best. Alafu you'll come work on this later.
And let me tell you something. When we launched in Eldred, we launched in Eldred and we lost everything.
Really?
Like every coin we had. And with that, like when we started, I came to Nairobi with 25,000 bob to train Mama Fuas. So that meant that the 25,000 was supposed to be enough to help me move around and kick off the training thing, do a few side gigs. I'm a musician, I'm an instrumentalist on the side, so I'd go and do a few gigs and then come and like use that to support the training, because now the halls, the whatever, that there's a lot of cost in training. I don't think the Mama Fua business is the app. The Mama Fua business is the people that are going, you're taking to other people's houses, the quality you're taking there. The app is just an embellishment.
Wonderful. Wow. So from the discussion, you can tell that Mama Fua app wasn't just a business. It was a gap that was seen in the community,
Yeah.
and you decided to fill in the gap.
Yeah.
So we say that business is more than meets the eye, and it's time for you to just look around and see what's the possibility of having a gap in the society. Fill that gap, and eventually it will be a business. Again, it has a lot of risks, but it's okay to take risks as you go on with the
That's for
business, and it will work out. This has been the Business Plus, an amazing episode. Remember that you can talk to us through MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section, and we will be getting back to you. We have a repeat of the same on Friday at 7:30 p.m. All right?
Yeah.
So see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.